This is a 2017 Chrysler Pacifica. We've had some issues with the passenger side door, sliding door catching, and this track down here is damaged. I did a quick repair on it in a previous video, which I'll link below. But this is a follow-up video to actually put that replacement part back in. So the actual part for the passenger side sliding door, you can see here. And of course, check your VIN number. I ordered this online. I think it was less than $100. About 120 bucks from the factory or from the part store. Sometimes you can get a better deal online. So anyways, I'm going to take this interior piece off here, and then of course the track piece, so we'll get into that soon. So the first piece to remove is actually this little piece right here. So I'm going to use a knife to separate these parts. Obviously a trim puller device would be preferred, but this works just fine. The second piece is right behind that, this piece here. This one's actually more difficult to get off, but I find loosening up on the sides with something similar to this and getting in there and pulling these tabs out one at a time is helpful. Of course, be really gentle with these interior pieces. There you go. Second piece down. Next step is to remove the interior bolts here. There's 3, and they're a 10mm socket. Now that those bolts have been removed, you can pry the interior piece off. I started here at the top. Just, again, kind of lift up and out really gently, and kind of work around the trim. Pop the little tabs loose, and it'll come free. I didn't show all the step of removing the door, but you basically work around the top and the sides, and you can just pop it free. You can see one of the connections right there. So they're just the little stud type connections. There's a few in the middle, and then of course all around the exterior. You can see that you can't quite get the door totally free because they're connected with a couple hard connections, this one here and this one here, which are actually connected to the door handle assembly itself, but this assembly just pops right off. So if you just pull it, it'll come free, and once you remove this little wiring connection right there, the door will be completely free. Alright, so the door is, or the interior body panel is completely off. Here's the handle unit that you pop free. Again, I just have it laid to the side right now. This is the little connector section for the door handle latch that I popped free as well. And if you can see, it's clear as day. You got the tracked connection. And here's the interior and the plug. So that's pretty easy. The next step is to disconnect the section from the original track. Actually in the inset there, which I do in the other video, and I'll repeat again. Next step is to remove the wiring harness connection to the door. It's a T20 star bit, as you can see right now. I'm laying on my back underneath the sliding door. You can see there's the connections and where the wiring harness actually leads up into the trim itself. So remove these connections here. And to remove the interior track portion of the wiring harness, you can simply pull this free. Pop this connector up off the studs. That'll slide out. Oh, there's a puff from the kiddo. Gotta love that. And then you disconnect this wiring harness, and we'll go into replacing or putting the new part in next. If the interior of the door is removed, you can get to these connections here. You have the actual connection snap-on piece itself. There's a couple snap zip tie assemblies, one here, and one down here kind of hidden behind this cable device that actually has a T20 star bit connection to it as well. So if you have already ordered your part you can, these connections actually come with that replacement part. If you happen to damage one, the zip ties can be removed and replaced if necessary. Connected this piece from the wiring harness and the door itself, just to see if I could play around with it, and it seems like you can disconnect the zip tie. So I'm going to reconnect it here just for a demonstration. There's a little slot right underneath where the zip tie cam is on either side. So if you take something similar to this, which I got at AutoZone or Pep Boys or Advance or whatever, in their little cheapo bin for a couple bucks, but if you stick it right in there underneath the zip tie until it comes out the other end, then you can just pull the zip tie free and reuse the part. So there's the new part replaced. Again, there's the snap hook here, the replacement connections, and one down here, of course. And the next we have is to connect the track itself to the interior of the vehicle. So got it all back together. Time to do a trial run, see if she works. Seems okay.